Okay, we are playing the Amazon by her solo game, and we are going to close my door. Hold on. We're gonna do the setup here. We're gonna try to break this one up just to to make an easier gig for folks watching. 2 hours. Although I do like blowing straight through in one session on some of these. So we're setting up right now. What do we got? So this valley dumps into the ledges, and then see, I don't like this map already. This valley's okay, I suppose, and this one's okay, but this one's a little bit of a disaster. This one dumps straight into the caves. Let's burn this map and try again. We've got another one that just dumps straight into the high pass. I don't love that ever. This valley is ruins. Now the ruins is pretty much cut off, very far. Here we go into the deep woods. That's pretty good. And the cliff. Here's into the mountains. I could, yeah, it's not the worst. So here we dump into the high pass. I'm not a giant fan because the problem with the high pass is simply that, I mean, you're literally stuck. Mountain, 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 right? The whole way through. Here, you dump into the mountains. Here, the oak woods, and then the cliff. I don't love it. Don't love it. This is a long haul, but you do dump into the deep wood. Now, the deep wood is separated from the rest of the map. Well, it's got the cavern here, but you can go through the oak woods to bypass that into the mountain. So if you started here, you would pop the deep wood and then immediately split off into the mountain or the ruin. That's not the worst. This is a good valley. This valley is direct into the cliff, so you could get stuck here because. So what I try to look for is not dumping into caves and not dumping into long mountain chains. This one dumps into caves. This one is crag or borderland. I'm not a giant fan of Cursed Valley. I think we can hang. We'll do this. So we'll accept the map. We have a decent chance of not getting to a sucky place. We're going to be playing the Amazon. So there you go. So let's resume setup in the meantime. We will grab all of our crap here. There we go. Good enough. Let's grab all of our dice. Oops. The 3 dice we will most certainly need. And then we scale them up for some. Then we get our hiding dice and monster roll dice. Go over there and here. And we'll scale these up too to see, of course. Get the map in as good a location as possible. And then maybe we drag. Let's do a player pawn. How's that? So we'll do a player pawn, and we'll do an maybe an orange player pawn. Maybe that will. I don't even like how that shows up, if I'm to be honest. It's wacky. Colors are wacky. Let's do a blue one. Let's see if blue shows up well. well against the background. Yeah, there you go. At least that shows up. We will still use the counter, but I'm going to, but I will, I'll have that player pawn as sort of a locator. Now we only start at the inn, so let's go see where the inn has us. That, it has us right there. So we are here. So here's where we'll put the player pawn. This will be sort of the, hey, this is where we're at. Kind of indicator for those of us with bad eyes. It's a little big, but we'll manage. The guard is here. Soldiers here. The knights are way over there at the end. Okay. So, what's with the Amazon? The Amazon on paper looks like the best thing ever to happen, right? She's got all the armor. She's a good fighter. If she gets a bow, she's a great, a good bow bow woman. She has an extra move, which is probably literally the best in the game. Is extra move phase. What's wrong with the Amazon? So I've said this 1,000 times. First thing that's wrong with the Amazon is she's good with a bow. She does not have a relationship with anyone with a bow. And the dudes with the bows are the wood folk, and you gotta poke the woods to find the wood folk typically. So I find that a little cumbersome. So the bow angle is usually out. Secondly, she starts with the short sword. Short sword, as weapons go, pretty pathetic. It doesn't have its main advantages. It is the same on both sides, readied or unreadied, and that's certainly not the worst, but it does not help us much. Her chits are fine, but her M3s too. So her 3s are 2 asterisks and don't undercut most of the things that she can kill. The problem with her is with this short sword, she can kill medium star creatures. So she can kill heavy unarmored creatures, of which there aren't that many bats. And the thing she can kill, heavy unarmored creatures, or medium creatures, she can't undercut very effectively. They typically have a move that's going to give her fits. Her moves are good, but not 2s. They're 3s, which means she's not a great ambush archer. Even when she does get a bow, she cannot flee from most of the things that she would ambush archer. Her armor makes up for a lot. She's great against axe goblins. She's okay against spear goblins. But if you fight 6 of those, they will ultimately tear this crap right off of you pretty good. Same thing with the bats. They'll ultimately tear that armor off of you. So I find that her chits and her weapons put her in this sort of awkward position. If she even does get a medium weapon, she can only overstrength it with this. So the best that she can do is get a medium star weapon and do heavy star damage with it. Which means she's killing tremendous unarmoreds or heavy armors. I mean, she's okay, but she is not my favorite. If you said Captain or Amazon, I would go Captain, because then you're just hiring the guard. Done. And killing everything. Whereas she does not really have that option. She's friendly with patrol. She's friendly with lancers. Neither of whom are great. Great hires. They don't start on the board. So there's a lot of little things about the Amazon which I find make her clunky. Now, the advantage she has is during this quest game that we're going to be playing, right? The cards. She's great at completing tasks. If she can get to them, she's great at completing them. As long as they're not kill X dragons, like kills dragons, can't do it. Kill spiders, she can do. 100%. Kill giants, can't do it right now. So there's a lot of that. But if it's just getting places and then resolving the events, he's actually reasonably good at doing it. So we're gonna see how it goes. Let's get some events out. So hopefully East Paladin specifically for you, you can see that better. I do see what you mean. Like when you turn that over, all of a sudden it sort of loses a little bit. And the Magician was really bad because that yellow color, the hidden, really does not blend out of. It doesn't stand out of the green here. I almost wish this was a less yellow green. But say living. All right, let's get this rolling here. So let's get some tasks for our Amazon to do. And I think over the past couple 100 hours, I've answered the question on a desert island, what's the one board game you bring? That and all the note cards in the world. If I could have that and every note card, I think I would definitely bring this game. Paper, endless paper supplies. I mean, you gotta write shit down. Okay, we've shuffled. I've shuffled quite a bit. Let's draw 3 for. We got Sudden Insight, which is an instant locate. That's great. Thief is not bad. Company Bash cards we don't like. We can steal from them. And then Pilgrimage is to visit the Vault, Chapel, Altar, Shrine. I don't hate any of those, by the way. I will say that the chapel is far away, and you are banking on finding one more thing. So it's typically the chapel and something else. And I'm banking on the company showing up or the bash bars to show up. So let's say we got Sudden Insight. We get Thief. And we have Pilgrimage. Chapel, Altar, Shrine, Monastery, pretty much. Are the 4 places you can visit. Do I want to ditch any of those? I'll be honest. I'm going to ditch Thief because I'm probably not going to stay here a day. I mean, it's of dubious value for me to sit in the inn and wait for the company to show up. So I'm going to drop that. Pilgrimage is not bad if you can pop any other of the holy, unholy sites. I'm going to keep it. And we get Gambler. So that's actually great. And sort of sucks that I got rid of Thief, strangely, because now we are going to. So there you go. That setup is done. Now we're going to get our events. And I think I keep dumping event cards into the wrong deck because I'm getting less and less of them. I can swear to you I had more of these. I'm going to have to do an audit here. So let's get our first event. King's Soldiers. That's easy enough. King's Soldiers. So that's to go to the soldiers and drop off treasure or armor. So the nice thing is, where are the dang soldiers? The soldiers are here. So if we can get to the borderland, which we can, pretty easy. I mean, we are stuck tromping through this cliff. This is where the game is going to live or die here. If she gets stuck here, then that's going to suck. If not, she has quite a few places open. And the Amazon, one of the good things about her is she is not as bad in the caves as most characters because she has an extra move. We also get Spider Plague. And Strong, which I'm just going to put there. So let's get the Plague done. We do need our event bag. Strongman we'll put on the board for giggles. And then the King's Soldiers only last a couple weeks, so we will actually put this at the end of week 2. That will be done. We do need the spider plague. I need to roll first to figure out how many spiders. It's 1, 2, or 3 based on a roll. I should probably up the number to make it plaguier. Because 1's not really a plague, if you think about it. So it's 4, so it's 2 of the heavies. 2 heavies. Ooh, or, oh, I tell you what I... So, okay, so we got 2 of them. We got to put them on a tile here somewhere, clearing. Let's roll it, and it looks like 4-2. So it looks like cliff 2. I mean, as it stands, oh, we need the strongman in any one of these, right? Strongman in 6. He's at the small camp. All right, there you go. So, all in all, not the worst. She can deal with the soldiers, and she could bring them crap. Hell, she can turn in 1 piece of armor. Turn in the helmet. Done. There you go. Or turn in the shield, and then you've scored a victory point. That spider plague definitely worth a victory point. Does anything else happen? Do we need to? Nope, that's it. Blah blah blah. And you get $5. So that's good as far as it goes in terms of cash and so on. So that's our setup. That's the start. I think from a strategy perspective, I think we are going to obviously gamble since we're here. We got $10. You might as well gamble something. Get the victory point done. And I believe that the rogues will then become friendly with us. Now that changes our game a bit. Because if we gamble with them and they are friendlier with us, yeah, 1 level of friendliness. So that's huge because then that makes her, that essentially gives her friendly with the rogues. She could hire a rogue or 2, and then that takes a lot of pressure off her in terms of fighting. Now, it doesn't do quite what it does for, say, the barbarian, because she still can't tackle heavier stuff. She is about like a rogue swordsman as far as what she can handle. So what they do is they take damage off of her. They're great against goblins with her. So that's definitely something to think about. So I think the strategy is to gamble. The strategy is then to make my way probably over to where the order is, because we're going to have to pop the chapel anyway. Do we cap this plague first? I think we do, except I don't want to get stuck in here. So it depends on what this is. If this is Lost Castle, I think we're going to blow right through it. If this is a treasure site, I think we're going to get this and then move down through and ultimately end up here. Hopefully on the way we pop the altar or the shrine, and then that gives us pilgrimage. All right, there you go. We are set up. We're going to stop the video and start the next one.